Welcome to Healing Step to Wellness. I'm Dr. J,
I'm May.
your trusted guide to whole person health, one step
And one bite at a time.
at a time.
Right.
Well, thank you for joining us for this episode. Today, we have a very special guest. So we have May to introduce.
Well, this is one of my favorite um,
Firefighter.
tribe member. Tribe members of the same tribe, lifestyle medicine tribe, to have a conversation. And we have been friends. He has been friends of Lotus Health Foundation with Dr. J for several years since the first day he connected with the Lotus Health Foundation at one of the conference. Since ever, he has devoted a lot of his time. So this is and Steve Thompson is a very special person. And I am so grateful that you spend the time here to have a conversation with us. And you also are going to share with us a lot of the things. Well, it depends on how much time we have. We may have to chop into two different interview time. But Steve, would you please tell our audience about you?
Sure. So I won't go back to where I was born, but let's start with my rebirth. So
Rebirth.
I was about to retire at 62 years old. I was going to retire, and the organization I worked for had a clinic, and they offered, physicals and blood tests and things like that. So I thought, well, I'm retiring. I should get a baseline for where I'm at as I start my retirement years. And lo and behold, that resulted in me finding out that I was type 2 diabetic. And I had been more or less looking in the rearview mirror for my whole life, wondering when diabetes might come up, because I'm from a family of diabetics where almost everybody is diabetic. Grandparents, parents, siblings. And so I wasn't totally surprised, but I had heard enough in the health world to know that there was this theory that you could control your blood sugar with your diet, that type 2 diabetes was not something necessarily that you needed to treat with drugs or pills. And so that began my journey. And I started reading everything I could about reversing diabetes with diet. And at first, I sort of read everything and took everything that I read and mixed it all together into one pot. And I wasn't getting any good results because, some of the advice was to eat, low-fat meat as your main source of protein and things like that. So I wasn't getting any results. And then I heard about the McDougall retreat, and I thought, if I go there and it's a 9-day immersive event where you're provided all of the whole food plant-based diet, 3 meals a day plus snacks for 9 days. And I thought, well, that should either prove it or disprove it. And so in that 9-day stretch, I saw the most significant change in my blood sugar levels that I had seen in the last year or two of trying different things. And so that convinced me that a whole food plant-based diet was the way to go. And then I came home. My wife was very supportive, and so we did the kitchen clean out, where we took everything that wasn't whole food plant-based and got rid of it, and switched our diet over. And that began a process of transformation where my objective was to manage my blood sugar. But what happened was I did manage my blood sugar, but about a dozen other symptoms that I had just attributed to old age started to melt away. I had acid reflux that was very terrible. I couldn't sleep very well at night because of the heartburn, had to elevate my chest. That went away. I had I had a limp because my hip hurt so much. And over the next year or two, it slowly got better and better and better to the point where now it's completely gone away. And I had achy joints, in addition to my hip. All of that went away. And so in general, it's like my health improved a lot. And so I got to that point that a lot of people do who are on the journey that I'm on, where they get to that point and they say, why did I never hear about this? Why, what happened in my lifetime that it took me till mid-60s to find these truths? When we have organizations in this country that are dedicated to health, like the American Medical Association or the Department of Public Health. These organizations should have our back. They should be the ones teaching us about healthy living and healthy eating. And so at that point, I decided to dedicate my retirement years to sharing what I had learned to give other people the advantage to improve their health. And at about that same time, I attended the Lotus Health Foundation symposium and found out that there was a major medical organization that backed these principles of lifestyle medicine, and the American College of Lifestyle Medicine. And so I thought, well, that's an organization that I want to support and back because they are, excuse me, a medical health authority teaching people the right way to approach life and lifestyle. And then also at this same time, right after the symposium, fortunately at the symposium, which is one of the major benefits of this symposium, is the networking that happens where you meet other people like-minded. And I met someone from the Twin Cities that was on the same wavelength as I was kind of in the same point of their journey where they were discovering these truths about health and diet. And I wanted to form an organization, or I wanted to join an organization that could help me promulgate these ideas of health and diet. And so we decided to form a chapter of Plant Pure Communities. And Plant Pure Communities began as just the two of us, and we were holding meetings in the Twin Cities to educate people about the power of diet for health. And it didn't take long, maybe about a year, and there were 3 other pods or local chapters that formed in the Twin Cities. And we all work unanimously together under the name Plant-Based MN. And so that group of people is working diligently to educate the public in the Twin Cities. The dual mission of Plant Pure Communities, which is now building healthy communities, housed with the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. But our dual mission is to educate the public and then provide support to those people that we've educated that want to make a change in their lifestyle. So we teach them and then support them in their change of journey to improve their health.
Wonderful.
It sounds very simple.
And then something that's kept me going and kept me, moving forward is that my drive is to deliver this message that diet is so powerful for health. And so when we have meetings, sometimes there's a few people that show up, sometimes there's 20 or 30 or 40 people that show up, but that doesn't matter to me because my mission is to deliver this message. And if there's only one person there, that's my mission is to deliver the message. And so that keeps us going, is, we don't have to achieve huge crowds every time, because the few people that do hear it, some of them catch fire and they spread the word themselves.
Yes,
I think there's a few points that is what we said, that lifestyle medicine is a whole person care. And here, Steve's experience proves that. So he started out with diabetes, but other 12 other symptoms went away. So even in the joints, arthritis, your GI reflux, all went away. So it's all connected, and that's the number one thing. And number 2 points, and that's the reason why Dr. Xiao Foundation, Rochester Clinic, in our 6 health pillars, we have passion over there. Because now look at Steve, he has that passion, and that's his drive, and he enjoys that. And that's why it's very important to be part of healthy lifestyle.
I was thinking the same way. Dr. J, I was thinking about passion. That's what Steve showed us. So it's just like in it's Lotus House Foundation and Rochester Clinic. One practice the medicine, one promote the lifestyle medicine education, and we both are so lucky. I think it could be a reason that we attracted together as like-minded people. And sometimes you may have the event only had one person or 2 people show up, but what happened is exactly what Steve said. It doesn't matter, because if that one person say, you saved my life, you make a huge difference to my life, that person will go ahead, go around, may save a village. You just never know.
Right.
Right. And so for Steve, I think there's one question that people usually puzzles is, when you feel that this whole food plant-based diet is the best diet, most effective diet, how do you adopt it? Now, it sounds like you just remove everything from the kitchen, you jump in.
You skip a lot of stuff.
And some people kind of like, it's too much. I should just change over time gradually. What do you think about these 2 different approaches?
Oh yeah, I've heard a lot of talk about those 2 different approaches, and it's the individual's choice. How do they want to go? Some people, it's their personality, their psychology, they're more comfortable with making a gradual change at a time. But like Dr. Barnard points out, if you were to take antibiotics, and the effectiveness of antibiotics is you take the whole prescribed course. If you take it just a little bit and then stop, you've probably done yourself more damage than if you had not taken it at all. And so he said, if you're going to try a whole food plant-based eating, why not give it a good try? Why not give it a good 3 weeks and see how you're feeling, see how your health responds. And he's also got some good recommendations as far as changing over, like maybe doing 1 meal at a time. So like for 1 week, you just change your breakfast. The next week, lunch and breakfast. Then the 3rd week, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then by the 4th week, you're all the way on board.
Oh, I thought the 4th week is your breakfast, lunch, dinner, and desserts.
Yeah, well, that too.
Okay, so one thing that Steve, when you were talking about your other symptom went away after you adopt the plant-based nutrition, how about your weight? Or you have been maintaining normal weight?
Right, yeah, right. I forgot to mention weight because, I was athletic in high school And but before then, well, most of my life I've always been like maybe 25 pounds or so overweight. Sometimes more than 25 pounds. Um, and so I've, my whole life I was never able to be a thin person. And then uh, for about 10 years, of course, after I got married um, and was in my career, I was dining out a lot, so eating a lot of rich food, very big meals and things like that. So I had gotten up to almost like 225 pounds at my highest. So when I went on the diet, I was only interested in managing my blood sugar. I was always considered just a hefty guy. I was considered a big guy. Um,
Mm.
and I didn't really realize how overweight I was. But as the months went by, the years went by, I went from about 200 pounds down to about 160 pounds. So
Wow.
yeah, and
Wow.
and as that weight went off, my energy level went up too.
Yeah. So kind of piggyback on Dr. J's question, how your wife, Janet, lovely Janet, she's so petite. Um, how she incorporate all this recipe? Are those a plant-based recipe kind of new? Does it take you a lot of a time for you guys to figure it out? How did you go about that?
Well, I guess for every couple, it's a little bit different. But for us, because it was my driving force to change my diet,
Mhm.
I she only knew conventional cooking,
Mhm.
right? And I was the one discovering healthier ways of eating.
Mhm.
And so the responsibility went over to me. So
Mm.
I became the cook.
Ah, that's a bonus.
Yeah, right. And it's very fortunate because a lot of couples that's their biggest struggle is
Right.
one of the partners is wanting to make the change and the other partner is not very interested.
Mhm.
And that's a very tough situation to
Mhm.
to um, navigate. But
Mhm.
for us, Janet fortunately was willing to change, and she witnessed her own health benefits from this switch over. So
Oh,
some of her health conditions improved a lot.
wow. Wow.
But
Wow.
the funny thing about metabolism and diet was that it's like she and I ate pretty much the same thing, meal after meal after meal. And I was like 200 pounds, and she was slim and petite. She, she is one of those people that Dr. Lyle talks about, Dr. Doug Lyle talks about that, the 1% of people that, um, she's a um, one of those people that can eat and eat and eat and eat and that never seems to gain weight.
May is another one.
Oh
I
yeah,
had to say that. May
yeah.
is another one.
Uh,
Okay, Steve. Now here's the most difficult question that everybody asks about.
okay,
Where
bring it
did you
on.
get your protein?
Where do I get my
Where are you
protein?
losing your muscle?
Oh, a
You
million,
get enough
the
protein?
Yeah, I
million dollar
know.
question.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I get my protein from food, from whole food, plant-based food. There's protein in everything. Um, there's a little bit of protein everywhere in every food, and your body knows how to manage protein, manage your amino acids, and so it's just, it's a marketing conception that's been created in the Western society that we should worry about protein, and it is just not something to worry about.
So another question for Steve is when okay, hold on. Um, I noticed that you know right around that maybe at a time when you came to Lotus House Foundation's conference, but also you went to school.
Oh,
at the
yeah,
time when you retire, and
yeah,
then you just a kind of you continue to learn, and you also attended Dr. Barnard's conference. I mean, can you share with us what are the great resources that you have been doing? I mean, have been gathering, and it
yeah.
seems like, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. It's good that we're doing an interview rather than just me giving a talk because I left that out. So like, what was it? After after attending the symposium and going to Dr. McDougall's retreat and forming plant peer communities and getting all of that started, I thought, oh, I think I want to have a little more credibility behind my presentation. And so I decided to go back to the University of Minnesota and finish a degree in public health nutrition. And the University of Minnesota has a structure that they allow you to customize a program. And so my main interests were nutrition and public health. So they allowed me to combine those two departments and create my own Bachelor of Science degree of public health nutrition. And
What was your occupation before, your profession before you retired?
I was in financial services, customer service.
Okay.
So
So,
I'd worked in a group called Retirement Operations Customer Service. And so we developed an expertise in retirement accounts. And so that was our job, was to answer questions about retirement accounts for clients and for advisors.
whoa. So you already have that great customer service skill. You are a people person, and plus you're further advanced in the public health and nutrition. So plus your passion, and can you tell me, with all this whistle and build on, with all this credibility that you have and your strength, how big the building healthy community right now, that the followers that you have right now, and how many branch that has
Oh,
been established?
right. I don't know the figures exactly, but PCRM, well, the Building Healthy Communities division of PCRM is worldwide. So there are chapters all around the world. I think there's
I think,
100 or so in the United States.
but how about in Minnesota?
Oh,
Did you and Mary Larson uh start the very first one in
yeah.
Minnesota?
Yeah, we started the first one, and then three more formed in the metro area, and then one is formed in Rochester, Minnesota, and there's someone considering forming one in Duluth right now.
So, which means that you and Mary start the very first pot, and
Right.
now we have five, including Rochester. And even though the location in Rochester is kind of 70 miles away, but you have been very instrumental to help us set up, to help to provide your experience and knowledge, and also attend the meetup in Rochester quite often.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then your email list, like, over a period of time, you have captured people who connect with you, want to join the community, and how many followers right now on your email list?
Right. Yeah. So like after that symposium, Mary and I decided to form a Plant Pure Community chapter, a
Mm.
Building Healthy Community chapter.
Yes.
And it was 1 month before Veg Fest. And we decided, well, let's go for it. Maybe we can get a booth at Veg Fest. So we were able to accomplish that. And at that Veg Fest, we started our mailing list where we would ask people, if they'd like to hear from us more about meetings we're planning and events we're planning, would you like to join our email list? So it started then, I think it was 2019. And so now we have over 500 on that mailing list, and we send out a newsletter every first of the month to that group.
Wow.
And then we formed a meetup channel, or whatever you call it, in about 2020. And that meetup has about 2,000 some followers. So whenever we host a meeting and post it on Meetup, those 2,000 people are invited.
Wow.
I want to bring it back to your public health nutrition. So it sounds very interesting, and I have a few questions on that one. Number one is, what does that program look like? And number two, how the training from that program help you managing your building healthy community right now? And number three is, what is your goal, what your objective with the public health nutrition training?
Oh, okay. So, the main reason why I wanted a degree in public health nutrition was to have the credibility to say, I have a degree in public health nutrition. Trying to think, I can't say that I learned very much that I didn't already know.
Okay, we don't need to say out loud.
Our daughter Hannah also was at a nutrition program at that point. So
yeah, right. So I had to, hold my tongue a lot in my nutrition classes.
Sure.
And try to gently steer the conversation towards the truths that I was aware of.
Well, that's just like Hannah, when Hannah was in nutrition dietary program, and the advice Dr. Hans Deal gave her, fake it until you make it.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And because I want to, part of my principle is you respect authority.
right.
I didn't want to challenge teachers and undermine them.
Right.
So
That
I
is
just
true.
would make my point in a politically correct way.
Yeah. And Steve, I have been noticing that you have been very gentle with the people, and I believe this is a very unique skill set that you have to help people meet at where they at. When you in a public out and you try to help them achieve their goal, how you see they are suffering. But how can I help you? Everybody has a story.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I thought about that a lot over the course of the almost 10 years that I've been in this movement. I've thought a lot about, when I meet people and telling them about what I know. And I'm thinking now, if something I want to explore a little bit is when I meet someone and let them know that, I've studied nutrition and I've studied health, and I've made a lot of changes in my life and a lot of improvements in my health. What would you like to know, or what would you like to ask me? Rather than me telling them a bunch of things, I want to say, what are you curious about?
Right.
And
I
then
love it.
start from there.
I love it. It's a motivational interview.
Yeah, right.
Yes. Dr. J, do you have a questions? The one I asked, I chop you off, so I'm so sorry.
Thank you. I thought I had 3 questions for Steve, so he answered 1, so I have still another 2. How the public health nutrition help him with the building healthy community right now, and also what his goal objective were for having that training.
Oh, okay. So yeah, my goal for having the public health nutrition background was, primarily for credibility when I talk to people about diet and nutrition.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, Steve,
I didn't have employment goals. A lot of people ask me, especially, at school, they would say, so are you gonna go work in public health now?
Right. What I meant is, do you feel like with that training, you really wanna how widely you wanna promote your passion? Is there a
Right.
goal that I want to have so many chapters? I want to go to the entire state of Minnesota. I want to build it higher, or I want to, I don't know, have my cooking show just like me.
Yeah. No, so my goal is to reach as many people as possible, to give them the opportunity to pick up this gift, which is a change in lifestyle and a change in health. Um, it may not make a huge difference in longevity, but it makes a huge difference every single day. You feel good, you feel better, more energy.
I want to credit to Steve that just over several years, what a big change you have done. How many lives you touch, to 2,000 people on a meetup, and also you help establish 5 building healthy community chapters now in Minnesota, and then one coming in Duluth. The influence is widespread, and not only that, I sense that every single chapter or part leader has a story, very unique story. We have people that uh, put the MS into remission. We have people also had a heart issue. I mean, there's so many different stories. And you mentioned about participating the annual Minnesota the Veggie Festival. We
Mhm.
have been boost together side by side, and the
Yeah.
beauty of that is we continue to support each other. The end goal is we want to help people and help them connected, hooked with the right
Yeah.
people, right? And
Yeah.
it's so neat to see that how any volunteers at that time that, for example, can help anyone who check in to see, oh, I have a certain illness, and my friend, my family about diabetes, we can immediately connect you and that person and further communicate. Because when our story can resonates with other people, or or they can see that, oh, if you can do it, I still have a hope. So never give up. And I truly applaud your passion and enthusiasm that willing to share your story and also share your wisdom, your compassion. And not only that, you are very generous in sharing your time involved with many activities in the Twin City. Um,
Sure. And
yeah.
that's my next question is, with building healthy communities, what type of activities you have, frequency, whether it's routine schedule, something like that? You can
Yeah.
give us an overview like that.
Sure. So one of our regular events is to have a dinner out at an Indian restaurant that offers vegetarian and vegan options. And then we also try to have a lecture once a month or so that is on a specific topic, like the protein myth, osteoporosis, all the different subjects of whole food plant-based eating to to draw the public in. A lot of times with those events we do a potluck also, and that draws people in too, because they get to try the food out, try the cooking out.
I know one of the potluck that I still remember, you had that dessert potluck for holiday.
Yeah, that's a fun. We try to do that in December, because that's big sweets time. in the culture. So we do holiday treats, and so everyone brings examples of how you can make holiday treats healthier.
Yeah.
Well,
And
did you have one for Valentine's Day?
it's tomorrow.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
day.
I think we did that one year.
1 year.
Valentine's sweets, yeah.
Uh, okay. Um, yeah,
And so
anything.
that
Yeah.
in addition, there's one of our leaders here does a Zoom meeting about every other month on the basics, and it's called Plant-Based Nutrition Workshop. And
Mm,
so he covers the basics, and so his attendance is from all around the country
wow.
at that Zoom meeting.
Mm,
That's great. Yeah. That's our goal, right, Dr. J?
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in terms of from your experience and from this plant-based nutrition, are there things you wish people know, or any advice you give to people who are thinking about this?
Um, I suppose the first thing is to try it out.
Try it out.
Try it out and see how you feel.
Mm, that's a good advice.
Well, so I have a question that Steve, you also have been the board member of Lotus House Foundation since 2.5 years ago.
Mhm.
And so as you started your health journey from the nutrition, now as a board member that you aware of that we are promoting this whole person approach wellness in 6 health pillar, and then nutrition is one of them. How do you see yourself that actually further on that embrace the rest of the health pillar to become uh I mean, I see you as a good example of practicing the healthy lifestyle, but can you share that with us from your personal journey experience?
Yeah. So diet was what I was using to make a change in my blood sugar to manage my diabetes. But as I got into that journey, learned about the whole um, lifestyle medicine approach, the 6 pillars, and those 6 pillars are critical. And I guess from our perspective with building healthy communities, we go back to the quote from T. Colin Campbell, which he once said, uh, nutrition is the master key to health.
Mm,
So if you haven't got your nutrition right, you can get plenty of exercise, get plenty of rest, be a compassionate person, have good spiritual connections. But if your nutrition's not right, you're not really gonna get off the launching pad.
mm,
So
right.
I love it.
so yeah, seeing all of the pillars as very important. But from in building healthy community, that's where um, we like that quote of nutrition is the master key.
And see, I already see that because because of your initial initiative of starting from the nutrition is due to your health. Okay, so the nutrition actually led you to kind of a question that why I am not aware of that since the mid to 60. So then you further that want to explore that and want to help more people. So that develop your passion. And then
Mhm.
since you have more energy, then do you do like a regular movement as a part of your daily routine?
Right, yeah. So I'm probably more in the blue zones kind of concept
Mhm,
where I stay busy doing the normal things of life, rather
mhm,
than like go work out in a gym or
mhm,
something like that.
mhm,
Walking is kind of my main form of exercise, or
mhm.
exercise bike. in Minnesota with the way our winters are, walking isn't always a good option. So I've got an exercise bike.
And then did you find that the sleep actually, you can sleep much better
Right.
by doing
Yeah.
all of this?
Yeah.
And then you create a beautiful community. So that's a part of the connection.
Yeah.
And what else? That one more thing that
I hope all of this
management.
didn't give you too much stress.
And then stress. How you feel about stress management?
Yeah. Well, I've actually always been aware of managing stress. So whenever I feel myself getting stressed about something, I take a break and calm down.
Yeah, no wonder you are very calm. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Do you have any more questions?
I have to zip because I mean, otherwise we can have another 1 hour session. I'm just continue to draw from Steve. But today's conversation helped me know more about Steve. I guess in the past, even though I thought that I already know about Steve, because I'm the person like have a Steve as my go-to whenever I feel like I need somebody to talk to, and I say, "Hey, Steve, do you have a time?" And he's always calm and very supportive, very objective, and so I
and we've
think
had wonderful conversations.
so so this is the reason I developed a very a sense of a trust on Steve, and I feel very secure when we have a Steve on our board. Yeah.
Great. So for Steve, anything else you want to advise people? And then how will people be able to get a hold of you or the Building Healthy Communities?
Right.
Oh, sure. So let's see, our email, well, plant-based MN, you can use that string of words for our Facebook and for our website. And the email address would be plantbasedlivingmn21@gmail.com.
So once you send
if you send an email to us,
yes,
then we can put you on our newsletter list if you'd like to be on our newsletter list. And on our newsletter, you'll be informed of all of our events.
And also Meetup?
Yeah, Meetup is plant-based MN also.
Okay. Yeah, so we will put all those in our comment areas that people can
and one
check
other,
it out.
Yeah, one other, just because of availability of names and things like that, we have a website and it's plantpuremn.com. So it's a little different. It's not plant-based MN, it's plantpuremn.
Okay. Sure.
That website kind of answers the question of what is whole food plant-based eating, why should I do it, and how. And we also put a PDF of all of our newsletters on that website page. So if anyone wants to go back and look at an earlier newsletter, it's linked in there in the resources.
Great. Very good. Thank you. Thank you very much for visiting with us today, Steve.
Well, thank you for having me. And I hope we reach out to a lot of different people to get them to consider the lifestyle medicine approach to living and improve their lives.
Yeah. And first of all, is to put this, once this is released, put this on your 2,000 people group meetup so they can watch this interview.
Yeah, there you go.
All
Great.
right.
Okay. Thank you for joining us on Healing Step to Wellness. I'm Dr. J.
I'm May.
Guiding you toward whole person health, one step
and one bite at a time.
See you next time.
We'll see you next time.